Welcome.
We're live
So where are we at now?
from Las Vegas, Nevada,
But where?
at the Win.
Hey, there you go. Right back here. Found a nice quiet place. This is an unscheduled live, so if you're coming on for the first time today, you didn't know we were coming on. So we've been in Vegas. We got here on Wednesday. Wednesday we got here. Actually, I had a birthday yesterday. Didn't want to come on, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Just going to let you know what's kind of going on. We're only here till tomorrow morning, and then we're going to be heading out, go back home, and got a bunch of neat stuff going on. Let me get this here to where I can put it on. Yeah. That's three people are on. It's probably us three.
Yeah, probably. So if you're on, say hey and tell us where you're at right now and what you're doing and how the weather is where you are. Warm here right now.
I don't know, your settings is still. All right, Robert's on. There you go.
How you doing, Robert? From Northern Ontario. About that. We're down here in
All right, Robert's on.
sunny
There you go.
Las Vegas, Nevada. A little warm in the sun, but here in the shade it's very comfortable. It's about in the, I don't know, mid-80s, I guess. And they say it's going to warm up a little bit this weekend, and then it's going to start to cool down finally for fall. Because out here on the West Coast, we'll get a week of nice, really nice fall weather, and then the temperatures go right back up. So we're doing pretty well. Came out here, introduced her for his birthday, which was yesterday. So now we're the same age again. Not older than him anymore. And
So 7 on. So welcome everybody for coming on. We're actually in Las Vegas and at the Winds. We actually found a nice cool patio here. The bar, look over there, isn't open. And we were actually the first people to get here. Now we have quite a few here. Just want to kind of come up with a little bit of live, tell you a little bit about my day yesterday. I had a birthday yesterday. And if you didn't wish me happy birthday, that's fine. You don't have to. Don't need to make a big long list of all this. But we did something yesterday that I had already had a few people that are regular subscribers that kind of email me all the time, want to know what we're doing, and I sent them some clips of what we did yesterday. And they said, "Are you going to make a video on it?" And I'm like, I don't know. So now I am thinking I might do a video on it, but we may be putting it on another social media group. What we actually did yesterday was kind of a last minute thing that came up. We actually went to a Trump rally here in Las Vegas. I'd never been to one, didn't know anything about it. I
always kind of wanted to go, but every time we were at a place he was at, we never quite got to meet.
It was too crowded, things like that. Well, this was something that was actually put on by Turning Point. And it was over at the college. So we thought, let's go by there and see how crowded it is. Well, it wasn't very crowded parking. Well, then I waited. They wanted $25 to park at the university. I got an email, came back to me and said, hey, you guys can park for free. Not that we were doing YouTube or anything like that. I think they just decided to not going to charge. So got the park, and we looked inside and said, it doesn't look too bad. Let's pull in. And, the stadium inside was about half full when we got there. We got seats in the second tier from being on the floor. Had quite a few great people that came and spoke. So it was really neat. But some of the things that I seen there that was very observant that I caught was I couldn't believe how nice everybody was. Nobody was pushing and shoving, and anybody that you talked to would talk to you back. We had a young couple sitting next to us that we talked to for a long time. We never did tell them we had a YouTube channel or anything like that. But I mean, everybody around us was very nice, very polite. It made us think when we were kids how America was. That people just, you didn't have to come in with an attitude and push and shove or cuss at somebody.
All different kinds of ways, just very casual to very extravagant.
And a lot of different senators and stuff came through, and one of them came right up through our aisle. We had up in the boxes that are closed for the stadium. I think they had a meeting point afterward that they went up there and talked to people. So a lot of the senators and stuff we got to see. They came through. They shake your hand and stuff. The one guy that's from Nevada here, he's running. He got all burned up in Iraq. He almost died, and he spoke. He's running for Senate here. in Nevada. And he actually shook my hand. I got him on video and everything like that. And very, very nice. I actually talked to Homeland Security. I didn't get that on video. But I was very interesting to where if we do a video on it, we will talk about what I talked to him about. But I haven't decided where I'm going to put it at. If we do a video on it, just for the one, we try not to be a political channel. So we don't want to get too political on our channel. I want to put it out there to where if people are interested in it, we'll come on a couple of our videos and I'll tell you where it's at. You can go to, either it's going to be on Odyssey or it's going to be on Rumble or it's going to be on something like that. We already have an Odyssey account. You can actually go to, it actually has all the videos. Plane flying overhead. A lot of the videos that we already do at YouTube are already on there because we've heard that we've already known some people. Scotty too hotty. What's his name? Yeah, he lost his channel last year. They pulled it down. He got too political, and I think that's why he got pulled down. But he said other things, which I don't really know why. Nobody knows why they do it when they do it. So by putting all my videos on that Odyssey, I've got a place that it's backed up somehow.
Because if YouTube pulls your channel, they pull everything, and you've got no access to anything.
Most of my videos we have saved. The lives we don't, but most of the other videos we have saved. So if something did happen to our channel, we could bring it back. So I don't really want to get political on that, but it was a very good. Cam was like, she wasn't sure she even wanted to go because a lot of times you see a lot of these rallies and it's the same stuff over and over and over and over.
Well, I was in 2020. I would have done anything to go to one of his rallies. I was hell-bent on going to see one of his rallies. And that was like, I don't know. I just am like, not that I don't think he's a good person or anything. I just thought, we've watched him on YouTube, we watched him on TV, and they seem like the same old same. So I thought, if we go, that's fine. It was his birthday. If you don't really want to go, because that's another thing. I didn't want to have to stand in line all day. I didn't want to have to stand to watch the rally. It was inside in an arena, so it was air conditioned. It had seats. It had bathrooms. So it was. We were very pleasantly surprised.
But what it ended up being was they kept it very low because we didn't even hear about it. It wasn't until we got here on Wednesday, and I think Wednesday afternoon, I got a text and said, "Hey, how would you like to go?" It came up on Facebook. How would you like to go to a Trump rally? And I'm like, at first, I guess it was when we were driving out. It came to me that morning. I guess Wednesday morning, I must have got it, and I didn't say nothing to her because I didn't know because I was afraid it was like all these other ones. We've heard about the ones in Arizona and stuff, and people are lined up for miles. And they're there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, she can't stand that long outside in the heat and all that. So we didn't want to be anywhere near any of that stuff going on. So we kind of, I didn't think anything about it. So then we ended up staying at the Tahiti Lounge, the Tahiti Resort and Village in Las Vegas. And they had one of these deals. You get 3 days, 4 nights for free, and you get a timeshare presentation. So they got stuck with that. On Thursday morning on my birthday, they stuck that with us right in the middle of the afternoon. So we called when we got there, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have anything available. You can call tomorrow morning and see." But ended up being the guy that's the head of the speakers that did the speakers that day. He was our person to talk to us. Right. So it took us. You were still there the 2 hours, but the first 30 minutes he kind of messed around and he goes, "Well, that's part of your time." And so it was. So that's what got us here. So it didn't cost me anything to stay here this weekend. That was one of the reasons I just kind of wanted to come out. And then I didn't know if I really wanted to go to a Trump rally or what I wanted to do. So when we drove by in that morning, after we got done, we were done about noon, I guess, 12:30 or something. We drove by, and the parking lot was about 3/4 full. And I'm like, doesn't look too bad. I don't see a line anywhere because they actually, many of you, which I've been watching this other guy, his name's Charlie Kirk. He owns this Turning Point, our CEO or whatever he is. If you're political, if you're more conservative, and if you're more believe in God, to me he's a very smart young man. He's 36 years old. I've been kind of watching some of his videos and just very impressed. He talks to college kids, and it kind of gives you a better hope that there might be some saving for college kids these days. So we kind of, he talked at noon.
He's the one that put it on.
Yeah. So we decided we couldn't make that. So we drove by, looked at it. We went downtown, went and got something to eat. And I said, "What do you want to do?" And she said, "I don't know, whatever you want to do." And I said, "Well, it's free to park in the parking lot. Let's go see and just walk up and see what's going on." So people out there selling hats and t-shirts. You buy t-shirts and a hat for $5 or something. They were selling hats and they were selling $10. And they were right there in front. So they weren't like there was a guy standing on the street as you pulled in. And so we went in and we walked into that's where I talked to Homeland Security. We went through the security gate. And I was carrying a camera. And they just said, "Hey, turn it on, make sure it works." And then pulled it out. said, is it telescopic? And they're like, I'm like, no. And then another guy goes, oh, that's the old style that had the floating handle. I'm like, yeah. He says, oh yeah, you guys go ahead. So they came in, right there was a Homeland Security guy, which we're not going to get into today and talk about, but we will eventually. And I had a very good conversation with him. Yeah, Las Vegas. So it was at the University of Las Vegas is where they had this at in their big arena that they have. And so we ended up staying there. They had this band, because what it was Asian and Hawaiian Appreciation Day. That's who they were trying. Yeah, that's who they were trying to get votes for. Get those people to come in and support. And so, we'll see. Maybe we'll be the only white people there. Well, we weren't. There were people of all different colors there. There were a lot of Asians, and there was a lot of Hawaiian people just sent there. We actually got to meet the father of the Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, the quarterback. We met his dad, and he's pretty cool. He's originally from Hawaii, but he lives in Alabama now. And he told us a little bit about his son and stuff. It's pretty cool. I didn't film everything. I just got some clips of different people and stuff. But it was very neat.
Inspirational.
Very, they talked a lot about God.
Everybody quoted some sort of Bible scripture, Bible verse in their speech.
Which, if you're religious, that is a good thing. The world's bad. And so that was good. One of the things that we're going to get off of this when I leave, get this. One is I could not believe how nice everybody was. Overly nice. Everybody. Even the security, the police. There was tons of police cops there. The Secret Service was there. We'll talk about all that in the video if we make it. And like I say, it'll be on a different channel. Because one, I don't want to get political on our YouTube channel. And I don't want to... YouTube gets crazy when you put stuff out. So... plus,
what was the ending of your day? What did you get to see?
Well, we won't say that. The part that I just wanted to say, that I see all these commercials about Trump where he always says, I. 75 to 80%, probably more closer to the 80%, was he said, we are going to do this. We are going to do that. We are going to accomplish this. We're going to do this. And so I was very impressed that he did a lot of the we, not so much of the I. He did a little bit of the I towards the end, but he really didn't make fun of anybody, really. He didn't call a lot of people names and stuff like that. So that was it. So the very last thing that we got to see on the way back to the hotel, the resort where we're staying at, is we got to get a great picture of the Trump's plane. Because I think he stayed all night. We didn't go looking for him. He probably stayed at Trump Tower. And I'm like, we're not going to go out there and look around for him. Traffic's getting bad. And so we just went back to the room. And so that was kind of neat. Got a great picture of it. Police cars were around it and stuff. I had to go through a fence to get the picture, but I think I got a couple, which we'll put it in the video if I get a video done. Because what has happened is some of my subscribers, some of you guys, are conservative, and some of them asked what I did this week, my birthday, and I sent them through email or messenger. I sent them a picture of the Trump plane, and they're like, "Wow, where were you at? What did you do?" And I kind of said, "We went to this. Are you going to do a video on it?" And I'm like, really, I wasn't. I was just going to take some stuff, maybe put a few clips on Facebook, and that was going to be our X, and that was about all.
My mom said he went to Trump Valley. It was really cool. He said he did a video of it on his channel.
And so I'm thinking if I do it, it's either going to be on Rumble or it's going to be on Odyssey. Odyssey, I already have a channel on. I think I put something on Rumble too. Just for the ideas, which we did. On my personal Facebook page, I put something a couple weeks ago, and I told you all that I put something down about, are we better off 4 years ago than we are today? And I took a picture of gas that we paid going through Texas that year. And this guy came back and just came at me. And I'm like, I didn't say anything about voting. I just said, are you better off? Here's my prices that I paid 4 years ago. And this guy freaked out, which is one of our subscribers, said well, by the time I got back to write something back to him, he had already blocked me on Facebook. Well, in turn, I blocked his butt on here. He'll never be on this channel again, and I really don't care. But I mean, everybody has their opinion, and that's what's wrong with America now. I don't care how you vote. Just get your butts out there and vote.
They said in this election, no matter how you vote, like you said, act like your vote is a deciding vote. That's how important this election is, and everybody should vote.
Yeah. And it was crazy. We've already voted. Our ballots are already in there. They've already said they've received them, so we're good to go. But it was funny how, like I say, we're in Nevada. I would say 80% of the people that were at this rally had already voted in Nevada. Their pollings are open now too for early voting. So it's really surprising how many people are already out there and voting. And that's one thing that we're asking you as a Bob and Tam show. Just get out and vote. Just make it to where this election, no matter who you're voting for, get out and vote. If you've got kids that are over 18 or over, register them and let them get out there and do some voting and stuff.
Because your opinion does count. The United States was formed for we the people, and it's our country, and we elect people to represent us. We don't elect people to run our lives.
Yeah, and that's the way. That's the way you have to look at all this. Is our forefathers back in the day when they started this country, which actually they kind of talked about that. Some of them were actually shot and killed for signing the Declaration of Independence.
56 people that signed the Declaration of Independence, and after that first year or maybe two, there was only like 4 of them alive.
Yeah, some of them died in the war.
Some of their houses got
but a lot of the English came over and they massacred, or they suicide shooting. And they actually did a thing yesterday that they were talking about, and you would have thought they were talking about Trump being shot, and they were talking about Lincoln. That some of the things that they've done to prosecute and go after Trump for.
The names they called Trump, they called Abraham Lincoln that too.
Yeah, which is really, when he ended up with a bullet in the back of his head. But it was just something I didn't know. I'll have to go back and research some of the stuff. Because I like to look at this stuff. And that's the problem with politics right now. There is so much lies out going on that, that you almost got to turn the TV off. I always say that I can't wait till November 4th is over to where we don't have to listen to all these stupid commercials. Because 90% of them, and on both sides, they're lying to you. Go and do your research. See what's going on. And I do that. I look at a lot of this stuff and I look it up and say, okay, yeah, that did happen or this didn't. But it's a lot of these commercials, they take one thing that the guy said or the girl said and they stop it. Well, I'm a billionaire and that's all I'm interested in. But you can hear they cut it. Go back to that clip and look it up.
Listen to the rest of the sentence.
But they've always done that. And that's what's wrong with politics is Cam always says the same thing. It should be against the law for people to badmouth each other. But you can say anything you want about anybody that's running in office. If you're running against them, you can call them any names you want. You can say they've done things to little kids. You can say anything you want, and there's nothing they can do to you. All you can do is counter it, and that's not right. People should be.
That's all you get is a mudslinging concept. It doesn't have anything to do about issues and what's going on. But the fun thing about yesterday was we went, like I said, everything was very relaxed. We got in, the parking was great. Everything was so smooth. And then it was for Asian Americans, and they had Polynesian dancers come up from all the islands that are associated with the United States. So I mean, it was kind of like a show. And then they had this group come up, a reggae group called Common Kings, and they were really good.
They did about an hour and a half show.
Yeah, and they talked a little bit, and they sang some songs, and it was awesome. And then they had all the speakers come up. And I mean, we were there from.
We got there about 4. Because about 4 o'clock is when things are going to start. So about 3:30 we got there, and we stayed till it was almost 9 o'clock by the time we got out of there.
Like that. But
I mean, the people around you, we were chatting with everybody in between stuff, and they didn't have a big pause between things, cleaning up the stage and things like that after the bands and the dancers and stuff. But I mean, it was just like going to a Vegas show. It was very entertaining. It cost us anything. So it was kind of neat. I'm kind of glad that I went. Even if I was, depending on what political party I'm in, I would have, it's just good to go to hear something and to be able to talk to people. And I was very impressed with it. If Harris had something around here, I probably would go to something like it just to see from their side of the point. I watch both things. I watch things because we're probably more conservative than we are liberal, but I have voted both ways. So I've always voted on who I thought was going to do the better job for us.
So in the Bible, do not be deceived. And so you need to look at both sides, because if you just listen to one side, then they're going to feed you all their stuff. So you do need to listen to both sides and hear what both sides have to say, no matter what you are.
And then do your homework, because they're saying things that this and that, oh, they're using this and they're using this and this. they're going to take your Social Security away. They're going to tax this. No, they're not taxing anybody's Social Security. One of the stupid commercials today was that everything in China is going to go up 60% because of the tariffs put on. Well, he actually explained the tariffs the other day. And I don't know, like I say, I don't really want to get real political, but in this country, which, Harley Davidson is moving the Pan American and also those 3 other bikes that have the 1250 engine in them. They're moving them over to Taiwan. Why? Because everything we send out of the United States, no matter what country we send it to, they put tariffs on our crap. So we can't sell them over there. But if they can take it over there in Taiwan and build it, and they can send it to Europe, and they can send it to all these other countries, and there's no tariffs. So is that right? No, screw it. I'm like that too. Tariff the hell out of them. I don't care if I can't buy another freaking phone for the next 5 years. And I'm all for that. And if what's fair for us should be fair for them. If we've got to pay tariffs to ship our stuff out, then of course we should do the same. And maybe if we did that, they would lower the tariffs on us. And just like here, we have just 70s and the 80s when we grew up, there was all these businesses. We made just about everything in America. The only place you could find something in China would go to the nickel and dime store. You could find stuff. We made stereos and TVs and washers and dryers. All this stuff was made in America. And now we don't make anything here. And it's sad. And it's because it's cheaper to go overseas. Well, I'm like that. Trump mentioned this yesterday, which I didn't look this up, that there was a car manufacturer that was going to move a plant that's just on the border of Mexico. Well, Trump said, hey, if I get elected, you're going to pay 200% tariffs on your stuff to send it in here. Well, that company decided not to build one. Like I say, I'm going to have to look it up and see if it's true or not. I only went off of what he said, but I'm for that. If why should we, and maybe that'll bring our wages up here in the United States to where people can make a good rate.
It's a bad thing, and it's not.
Well, we're paying it. Yeah. We're paying everything we ship out of the United States is being put tariffs on it. Why are we just the good guys and we should be stomped on by everybody? And there's not a country out there that's not putting tariffs on stuff we ship out. But yet every country, if you're out of the country, shipping it to, like I say, from Taiwan to Europe, there's no tariffs. Why? But why, if we send a motorcycle Harley Davidson to England, they put tariffs on it? What's the difference? Because they think we're Americans and screw us. So, hey, go back and screw them. And that's the way it should be. And I'm all for that. And I wish we had a little bit bigger things, good canogas down here, that we got a little tougher with some of these foreign countries and stuff. Maybe we should make all of well, I found that, just to give you some more information, we actually met a CDC doctor this week. It was this week before we left. Won't tell you where I met him at because I don't want to get the guy in trouble. But he probably don't care anyway. But he actually said, the CDC, where they get half of their endorsement money to run the CDC from pharmaceutical companies. What's that stupid Pfizer? They've been in business for 147 years. And I did check that. And it was true. I couldn't even believe that place has been in business for 147 years. It's just crazy. So that's the end of all of our political stuff and all that ramp going on. We'll put maybe something more on our Odyssey or our Rumble channel, and we'll let you know. If we do that, I'll give everybody a time. They can go look at it. It'll be free. It don't cost you nothing to go on those channels and watch them. Got to sign up for them.
But if you don't want to see anything about Trump, then just don't watch it.
That's right. So we're not going to offend anybody. So what's going on here is we're down to our last full day. Tomorrow is our checkout day. We're going to hang around our resort where we're at. It's got a lazy river and all that stuff. And the bad thing is we don't do any of this stuff. They have a Pinot bar.
He said, make sure you bring our swimsuit. We're getting in the house.
Well, I am tomorrow. Okay, let's see. We're going to go in there when we check out. Just sneak in the pool and stay until we get tired. And so that's what we're planning. So that's our plan tomorrow. Then we're going to go home. We're planning on doing a live on Sunday. If somebody doesn't steal all my equipment off my porch, because they delivered it today and it was supposed to deliver tomorrow. So we're trying to find somebody to go get it. And the neighbor across the street, we got to call around. Is it 5 o'clock yet? He should be home after 5 at least, hopefully. And then he can get it and drag it over and put it in the garage for me. But so if we get all of our equipment, we'll have our live, and we're setting up the studio and hopefully have a little better sound and everything else. We may have some glitches going on because I can't set everything up until I had everything set up, the mics and all the stuff to key it all in. So I got to get all that done. So we probably still will do a live now. So we weren't in Panama City. We didn't go to Panama City. About by just the video that I put up on Panama City, it definitely looks like we might do the fall next year. We're working on a couple more sponsors that maybe we could do some of the fall rallies. I don't think we're going to do Myrtle Beach for the fall. That's like 10 days too. It's a long rally too. Even the fall one. The fall one's long. Daytona and Panama City are pretty short rallies. Galveston, I don't know. We thought maybe we might go now, but it wasn't enough time to get everything set up. So didn't happen. The airplane flying over.
So they want to know what the name of your Rumble channel. The same thing.
Yeah, it'd be Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventure. So it'd be the same thing. I'm pretty sure I set one up, but I'm not sure. The Odyssey I do. ODYSEE. There's one there, and it's under Bob and Tam's. The Rumble, I'll have to go back and look. I think I set it up, but I'm not sure.
That's a happy birthday or subscriber heart.
Thank you, Art. Not everybody has to go through all that. I went through and answered a bunch of them on Facebook yesterday, and it's like I went through and thanked everybody. Some people put their first names down. Some of them finally decided, heck, man, that's too many people. And so, got all that. It's just another year. I'm older. Yeah, moving on. So hopefully it'll start getting cooler. Vegas, where we were at home, we've been in 100 degrees. Today we're in the 80s here. We're sitting by the water. It's nice and cool. We're under the shade of the building. We're at the Winds. We've actually got a patio out here that we trying to get in this little bar over here that they had. The water would have been down low. We're sitting up high. There's the waterfall behind us. That picture that I put as the thumbnail, I'm trying to find something to shoot a picture of, and I should have shot the casino inside, and I didn't do it. And
beautiful inside, flowers and stuff. It smelled though, like I thought it would smell very fragrant, and it made it beautiful. That makes fun.
There you go. Matt Fink actually is a salesman down at Adamak, down in St. Augustine's.
Right.
Yeah, if you're looking for a motorcycle in Florida, you might want to check him out. We're going to see, which I'm going to talk to you about, seeing if you're able to come on and talk salesman talk on the channel, and we could do a live with you.
See, we had been in there before, and they were acting like any employee really couldn't talk on YouTube. So check it out.
But I mean, all you would be doing is talking about, hey, come visit me. I'm down here as a salesman. I'll take care of you. We're not asking for any secrets, not asking for any prices. You can talk about what bikes you have in stock. If they've got a special going on, you can talk about that.
Happy birthday, Ron. His birthday is Sunday.
So check and see if you can do that. We could bring you on a live. We maybe do a live during the week where you could do it during when the show's when they're open, so you can kind of show the bikes or something if you wanted, or not. So just a way maybe you could.
I was going to call you.
We could promote you being down there. We probably have other subscribers that are salesmen too, but we'll give you a little plug. And so that's that. So we're still working on 501c. We actually registered our name in Arizona for the shop's address. So that's one step if we do the Arizona way. So we got a few more information on that, and we're still kind of working on that. So maybe that'll all get going too. Somebody that asked yesterday when they seen we weren't in Panama City, are you guys done doing rallies? Well, we really haven't. We weren't even in Daytona. Those were videos that I had from last year, and I just re-edited them and wanted to let just stuff pretty much at a rally. Well, it's the same stuff every year. The same girls, not the same girls, but their bike horses are going to be in the same locations. The vendors that we had, we wanted to make sure the vendors that we have that are sponsors of ours, let people know that, hey, they're here. They're in Daytona. Check them out. Spend some money with them. Let them know that, you're one of our subscribers. Let them know the money they're giving us is going to a good cause, and they're getting some feedback from it. So we didn't do any fall rallies this year, and we haven't done any fall rallies for probably 2 or 3 years. So the videos that you've seen over the years with the fall rallies are actually rallies that we've re-edited and brought them back out. So not to deceive anybody, we never did say we were there.
Just to let you know what's available to go on there if you're there.
Yeah.
So we're still giving out information if nobody goes back and watches the old videos. If we put up a new video, re-edit it, then people can get the information.
But what I look at too is because what's really sad about our rallies in Florida is spring and even the fall rallies, I put these 2 videos out, sucked. Really didn't get, now granted, we weren't there for Daytona. We weren't there for the fall rally, but we were there for the full spring rally, and we really didn't get the views that I got even at Leesburg rally. So actually this video I just did in Panama City is already doing way better than what I did in Daytona videos for the same fall rally, which tells me, what it tells me on our channel is we seem to have people that really watch our channel, new people that is, not our regulars that watch no matter what, which we appreciate all of you. But the new people that come in are looking for new information like, hey, I'm thinking about going to Daytona. I'm thinking about going to Sturgis. Sturgis this year was great. We gained 3,000 subscribers. It was just great, 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 great. Well, even like here, I've already gained another 25 or 30 subscribers for Panama City. And I gained about 10 or 15 in Daytona. Well, it tells me that not that many people are that interested in what's going on in Daytona from our point. Now, it could be that there's just so many video people out there doing it that that's why we don't get the views. Yeah. So that could be the answer. But yet in Sturgis, there's a million people doing videos now in Sturgis, and we're not getting lost there, but don't know. So we are looking at different rallies throughout the year. We're looking at our sponsorships. We think we've got a deal now that we might be able to save maybe 50% on our hotels. Do we go into these rallies? Possible. So we'll know that more as we get to the next month or so. We'll be able to check the hotels I've already booked and see if we can get them cheaper. And if we can, then that's going to make it that we can go to more rallies, like maybe the fall rallies next year, to help give you guys more information.
There's a man on a Goldwing forum, 2018, wants to donate a 2,000 something Goldwing to I can't see the bottom of it, a channel, to a charity who needs to put back together and stuff and stuff. All right, well, send us the information of the guy. I have to go up here to banner. My phone died, so I don't know what the problem is. It turned black and then it just went off. Oops. Send us an email with that, with that guy's information. No, I didn't. This phone went black and then it went off. So then I hit the studio again.
It's there now. All right. So do we still have a feed going on? Yeah, it looks like my phone's still going. I'm on YouTube.
So anyway, Art, email us and let us know.
Yeah, who the guy is and all that and where he's at. It just depends on how. So the problem with other bikes other than Harley Davidson's, we've got some organizations that have said they will get us parts for Harley Davidson's, like through JP Cycles, through Cycle Source.
You know who Born Rider is?
Not right on. Seems like
to know if he's one of our. If it's one of our sponsors.
Oh no, not one of our sponsors.
No, Nicholas.
Now, if you know people that would like to maybe possibly sponsor us, let them know that we are looking for people, and they can contact us through our email, or you can send us an email, or you can send us a phone number, and we'll call them. But you make sure you've made contact with them. Like we had somebody that wanted us to go to a dealership and said they want us to do a live there and all this, and we kept calling the people and calling the people and calling the people, and we never did get a response from them. We wasted a lot of time trying to work it out, and I don't know what happened. So you always make sure you get us a main contact that wants to talk to us about what's going on and things like that. So we don't try to get, most of our sponsors that we have are vendors other than Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea is probably the only corporate sponsor that we have right now. Now we do have a couple that are in the works that they may be giving us stuff to help us do what we do, which I can't talk about that until that all happens. So we'll see how that all happens. So things are going on. So just in a couple of weeks, we're going to be over here at SEMA, over here at the convention center. They have the big SEMA show. If you want to know anything about that, you can still get tickets to it, but you have to have a business that's related to the automotive field. Now you get around that, I think, if you join them, join the organization. It's really not that expensive to join them. But what it is, it gives you insight to new equipment and new products, and also going along that same time is Apex, which has got all the parts you need, brake shoes and starters and alternators and radiators and everything. Where if you have a shop, you know where to go buy stuff from, and are checking out new products you might want to handle, or maybe you buy everything from Napa, or you buy it all from CarQuest, or wherever you buy your parts from. If you own a shop, that you could find out, hey, I like your radiator, I like what you're selling, but who handles it in my area? Well, they'll tell you who it is. But you get the, what I like is it's the same as going to our Sturgis or going to Daytona and talking to the corporate people. You know, you're talking to the people that make the stuff, the builders and things like that, and it's kind of cool. We're actually going to be the Gas Monkey. Richard's going to be there. They're building, I think, a truck that's going to be there for the show. There's another. It was from the Dukes of Hazzard. It was a Bronco. So I don't know if it's a reproduction of it or if it was the actual Bronco. They restored it. Right now we could go to it. They invited us out to Phoenix or to Mesa on Monday to see it. They're having a big pre-party that we got invited to. I don't know if I want to go over to Mesa and see it or not. But the food and all the stuff's all included if we want to go over there and do something with it. They sent me a bunch of emails on that.
Oh, that's what SEMA stands for, Specialty Equipment Market Association.
That's right. And Apex, I don't know what they stand for. I knew all the SEMA was.
Aftermarket, after part. I thought it was, I don't know.
But two great companies, and they don't sponsor us, but they give us access to come in and do our filming. We're media. And last year was our first year. We were kind of a little bit lost in it. This year, we're going to do a little bit better job. We kind of understand it. That was bad about going to these, even to a rally. When we show up to a rally like Ocean City, we show up the day that it starts on Wednesday. You know, and so it doesn't give us any free time to go in and kind of check stuff out. For most of the other rallies that we deal with, you know, all the main rallies we go to, we pretty much know the ins and outs of those rallies. We know the contact people. We know who's putting it on. We know who's in charge, all these different things. So we have a lot of great context. So when we show up to a rally the day before it starts, a day or two, we don't have that access because you don't, during the rallies, people are too busy to even give you 5 seconds of their time.
So our big church, we met so many people at the dealership that know us.
There you go. And I'll give you cards to pass out. Stickers.
Yep, you can hand out stickers to everybody. Here's Salty Badger.
Neil's in the house.
Fun. Just start the fund for donations.
And so we'll see how it all goes. So a lot of things going on. Like these next couple of months, we've got some lull time. We're going to do some videos here on Vegas. We're going to do some things. We've been kind of, the first couple of days we were here, we just kind of drove around. Show you some of the things that you could do. There's a lot of, we're not gamblers. I haven't put a dime in a machine yet. I will put in 10 or 20 bucks before we leave, but I haven't seen a machine that's calling my name yet. But we're sore losers. So we don't like to lose our money. So we don't do a lot of that. We did eat we ate at White Castle yesterday. Today, lunch we had at, Claim Junkers. But what screwed up was happy hour didn't start till 3, so we paid full price for everything. I got the sliders, and she got a sandwich and soup. And
$17. That's her lunch special. I thought that was kind of high.
And so yeah, so we looked at all that. So we got a bunch of these things. So we're gonna do some videos showing you some fun things you can do in Vegas that don't cost you money. And and it won't be a long video because we didn't do a lot of stuff. You know, we've driven up and down the strip. We have a shuttle there. We were going to come back and do the shuttle. Tonight, we think we might do the piano bar. They have one here and they have one in Harrah's. Don't know which one we'll go to yet. So other than that, we really haven't done any nighttime stuff. Last night we were going to do something and we ended up staying there. And so it was like 9:30 when we ate dinner. We had Chick-fil-A last night and ate. And if you're an In-N-Out fan, they're going to build the world's largest In-N-Out on the strip. I know where they're going to build that, but I don't know what hotel to buy. They've been doing construction on that. So
One was saying that. Right off the 215, I think.
no, not where they're building the In-N-Out at.
I thought you said that's where you said
No, the In-N-Out.
all that construction. That's where the building.
No, that In-N-Out where we stayed at the place in the back. But you said those buildings they're doing in the front. I said, here's that cool picture of it. And you said, that's the hotel we just stayed in before we went on the airplane. Where we stayed at last time we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's a whole complex there in front. That's where they're going to build it at there.
In front of the Polo Towers.
There you go. That's where I believe it's going to be. The other bad news, which I cannot believe for Sturgis. If you're watching my Sturgis page, they are going to close up the Prairie Winery. Cannot believe that. I don't know what's going on. That was the coolest place. They had good business, and they're selling the product everywhere. They're closing up the end of the year. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't know if somebody passed away. I don't know. Because they just remodeled it and they made it bigger.
Unless somebody bought the property, gave more money, and told they're getting out. But it's really sad. And That's where she gets her badass wine
Yeah.
and rhubarb wine.
That's good stuff.
And we'll be
I
doing
like
more.
3 bottles of it, but I don't know. Yes, we are going to sing that again, Salty Daddy. Well, I don't know. I've been trying to do it, and it's not really working.
So there you go. So another plane. Sky's nice and blue. Can't see it really good on camera here. So
You can't really see the waterfall behind the sea.
no, not really. You can hear it probably.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. That right.
That wall.
There. That's all the waterfall right there. That white wall.
And that's one of the cool things about Las Vegas is all these casinos have got different. They changed the designs and all kinds of stuff inside, artwork and all this stuff. And really, sometimes it's just cool walking through. Some of the old ones, no. Downtown, they don't do a whole lot, but out here they do. We went through the Winds here, and then we went over to the Encore, and it was just really cool just walking through them. And people watching. We've seen a $4 million car, and we'll put a picture of that up. We're going to order 2, his and hers. We're going to live in them. So that way we get a 30-year note on them.
You need more than 30 years to pay those off. Holy cow.
Pay the interest on it. Maybe I can afford that. Maybe I can't. Probably can't.
Probably not.
But it's pretty cool. And nobody else is there.
Well, yeah, it is, but you can't see it on that one. I don't know why.
It's not here yet. It's not there yet.
Never been to the West, so you'll have to come out and visit. Right?
So we'll be in the garage. Got the garage pretty cleaned up. I did the video on that the other day. Kind of showed you there. Next week is supposed to start cooling down. So hopefully we'll get the ATVs fixed up, get that done. Hopefully I'll get the cylinders pulled off the chopper, get those sent off. What?
Go see those guys.
Who?
You built the chopper.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to do that. Too late now. It's Friday. Well, I have to call them up and say, hey, I want to talk to you about the chopper.
Yeah.
We'll be coming back over here. We'll have to call them and set up an appointment for November. Got a lot of things to do in November before the SEMA show starts. We got an appointment today to go see somebody.
Yeah.
And so lots of cool stuff going on. And we just wanted to come on just real quick to let you know we're still live. We're not down in Florida anymore. And after the fact, I wish we would have been there because we would have got there the Tuesday before the hurricane. And that would have been a great video after the fact. As long as nothing would have happened to where we were staying at. But it didn't happen because the place we were supposed to stay at didn't come through. And by the time they finally called back and said they would work with us on something else, tickets on the airline tickets had already got too expensive. So we decided, you know, you got to, for these rallies, since we're going to start flying to the East Coast, we've got to book them out way ahead. So it's like here, going to Galveston just isn't, you know, I can't afford to.
We probably have a decent place to stay that's not going to cost us a lot of money, but it's going to cost us a fortune to fly there.
Yeah. So at this point, that's not going to work out this year, possibly next year. But some of these other rallies, we're going to pick up the Arizona rally this next year. 2025, we'll be over there for Arizona Bike Week. Probably more in Cave Creek. We'll probably cover more of that because the vendors, we don't know who the people are running that now. Somebody took over. If they're charging to get in there, I'm not going. Probably go over there and film from the outside and show you what's in there, but I'm not paying $90 to go see.
You need to watch the beginning of the video, Karen. Let me know if we voted.
Yep. It might have been not right quite in the beginning, but somewhere in there. Already told you. So yeah, we're all done. Our votes have counted. Yeah. Actually, it's really shocking. Like I say, which we talked earlier about. We went to a Trump rally yesterday, and last minute decision, and you have to watch the beginning to see. We talked a little bit about it, but I don't know where I was even going to go with that.
Almost everybody there had already voted.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That I couldn't believe how many conservative people have already gone out and voted. Because typically, if you were more, the Democrat Party was always known for voting ahead. And most Republicans always voted the day of the election. So,
Everything said he voted yesterday.
And so, yeah. And if you've got that, take advantage of it. You know, I would want to do a drop box, but they're saying,
especially with all the hurricanes and tornadoes and all the natural disasters, that it's maybe a good thing there's early voting, so you need to vote when you can, because if you wait till the day of and there's a hurricane, then you can't vote and you just lost your opportunity.
like here in Nevada, you can still register. So all you got to do is bring your driver's license, a social security card, something for identification, and you can register here and vote the same day. So that's kind of cool. So some of the states do have that still, that you can still register. Some of the other states have already stopped. I think like South Dakota's already stopped. They're not. You can't register anymore now. But some states are. But it's. I'm all for people showing ID to vote. If that's not the case, then you could actually go to every state. But you could just keep going back and re-voting, and they never know. So
I want to vote.
yeah,
Okay.
I want to vote again.
I want to vote. I vote. You can vote every day. I mean, I don't know.
Vote in Nevada again. You know. So, but more and more places are starting to do that, and that's great. And so we weren't going to talk a lot more about politics. So.
I'll be glad you said you're going to buy the cemetery and pick up a few ballots.
There you go. We can actually tell you stories from back in the 60s when we used to live in right outside of St. Louis. Her dad was actually worked for the sheriff's department, and they actually took names off of tombstones and voted. This is in Illinois. Yep. And so we'll leave it at that.
So when people say that, oh my gosh, they never do that. You couldn't do that.
We know for a fact they made her dad, when he was a sheriff, go down and get names.
Hey, Kevin, he said he's from, hello from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
There you
go. Robert's on, and he's from Ontario. I don't know. I know Ontario's a big state. Is it
Providence.
State?
I think they're Providence.
There you go.
For territories.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's kind of like when you go to Louisiana. They don't have counties, they have parishes.
Yeah.
And that was really weird when we go down and spend some time in New Orleans. We used to go to New Orleans all the time. Don't do that anymore.
So, Joe, are you saying, unfortunately, no, you haven't voted? You need to vote.
There's still time. There's still 11 more days for election day. But everybody should get out and vote. And, do it just for us. We're just asking you from the Bob and Tam, because that's what they kind of said yesterday, was everybody should contact 5 people and get them out to get them to vote. And so with us together, it's 10. So we want to get at least, and with a channel like this, we should be able to get 1,500 people to go out and vote.
If your vote doesn't count, it does. It absolutely counts. That's what they said. Your vote is the deciding vote of who wins this election.
There you go.
So you need to vote. No matter which way you can vote, no matter how you're going to vote.
And we're not telling you how to vote. But we're just telling you, get your butts out there and cast your ballot.
We have that right to voice our opinion. So use it. I mean, why would people just not vote? I don't know. Anyway, I'll get off my stuff. So, Leo says that's too bad that he might be moving. Yep. So, are you going to maybe move down to Idaho then? Is that where you
Idaho-ho! Oh, they got music going on. You got a band playing or something?
Over, under, or how many issues in Florida with the ballots? I don't know. Remember when it was Al Gore that was running, and the hanging Chad and the whole state of Florida had to recount? Or did they have to re-vote again too? I don't know.
I don't remember what happened. We don't live in Florida, so we don't know. But I mean, they've had issues all along. When Hillary didn't win in 2016, she said it was all for. I don't know. Well, we're not going to get into it all. But
if you don't vote.
That's right. And a lot of people do. Hopefully the music ain't too loud. We're going to wrap it up here in a minute. They cranked the music up. They must be going to open this bar up out here. And are trying to chase us out because we're doing it live.
All the people left, so I don't know.
So, I don't know. So, we'll have our live on Sunday. I'll post that real soon and put a video, a thumbnail up and all that so you guys know that we'll have a video on Sunday coming up. Our normal time. So, wherever you're at. If you're on the West Coast, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you're on the West Coast is 4 o'clock. And if you're on the East Coast, it's 7 o'clock. So there you go. And if you're Neil, it's 3 o'clock. So that'll be on Sunday. We're sticking with our Sundays, even though they don't turn out real well. It just confuses people when we try to do a Wednesday. We might start trying to do some. We've had some good times when we've been at rallies, different times. We've done like a lunchtime video. And can't believe how many people come on from work to check us out. And so it's like, maybe we'll do a little bit more lives this next couple months since we're not so busy, depending on what's going on in the garage and all that kind of stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap her up.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. Just to give you a little quick update of what we've been doing, where we're at, and how the week's been going. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you guys. We thank you for all your support. Don't forget to vote. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share it with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. We'll see you on the next video.
Go.
If you already voted, get 5 people that you know that are on the fence or don't think they'll vote and make them vote.
That's right. Let's make it a blowout for everybody voting. It would, typically 30% of the people vote. It would be great if we got 75 or 80% of the United States actually went out and voted. And that would be great. And you got 11 days to get off your couch and get your butt. That's like, I think Trump did that. He made fun of somebody. Somebody did. They said, Ron, get your big fat butt off and get out there and vote.
Yeah, Trump did.
Oh, the Trump that did that.
It was awesome.
It was a joke.
If you never have been to one, you got to go. No matter what your beliefs are, it was a great time.
They go with an open mind, and there was some comedy in it. There was some funny things, and there was some information. And we didn't get to see Elon Musk didn't show up, and we didn't have JD Vance wasn't there. But
I told the little girl that was next to me. I said, "Look, we got a free show, and we get to see Trump." And then, almost like I said, everybody that talked had some sort of a scripture they read or something from the Bible. I said, we even got church on top of it to boot. I said, so we got 3 shows, church and see Trump, all in one evening.
And it was all put on by that Turning Point, and they paid for the whole thing and sponsored it all, and it was really it was very entertaining. We didn't know the band. Like I said, they played more Hawaiian music. They do reggae is what they did, but they did a Stephen Perry song. They did who's the other? They had a girl come out and do a country song.
Gretchen Wilson, a redneck girl.
And had that, and we had a good crowd. There was somewhere between 12 and 18,000 people showed up. And when I do the video and put it on one of those other channels, you'll be able to see the crowd. I went several times. They even opened up the upper balcony was not supposed to be open, and they kind of filled it up. About probably 75% of it was full. And it was like, wow! I told her, wow, look, they even opened that upstairs, and they had people sitting upstairs. So it was kind of neat, and it really, no matter what you said, the people that were around us, it made you proud to be an American. And we'll leave you at that. See y'all later. Not a political channel. Vote.